Welcome back, fourth graders, to Unit 3, Lesson 12, Addition to Millions. Today I'll be showing you those same three methods that I showed you in yesterday's lesson. However, this time we'll be working with much larger numbers. So, I'm adding one more skill that's important no matter which method you're using, new groups above, new groups below, or the subtotals method. You'll need to make sure that you line up your numbers correctly so that the place values are lined up together in order to get the correct answer. If your numbers are lined up incorrectly, you'll end up with an answer that's way off. So we're going to go ahead and give each method a shot today. I'll show you each three, and again, at the end of the lesson, during your work time, I want you to use whichever method you feel the most comfortable with. The first method I'm showing you today is the new groups above method. Like I said in the last lesson, this is the one that most people use, and it's one that's been used for a very long time. So if this is one that you're comfortable with using, please feel free to continue. The first thing I'm going to do is I notice that my numbers are lined up horizontally. I want to line them up vertically, so I'll need to make sure I line up those place values correctly. I'm going to write the larger number on top. I recommend you all do this as well. So I'm writing 8,570,952 on top. And adding, I notice that it's 4,000, so I need a 4 to line up with the other 1,000 place. 306. Again, making sure my ones places, my tens places, hundreds, and then thousand place line up. And it's as if there's zeros in front here to line up with those other numbers. Feel free to place in those zeros, but you certainly don't need them there. Let's start adding using the new groups above method. Start with the ones place. 2 plus 6 gives me 8. Nothing to carry there. 5 plus 0 gives me 5. 9 plus 3 gives me a group of 12. So I put the 2 down and carry the 1. Then I have 1 plus 0, which is 1. Plus 4 is 5. Then these other numbers, because we know that there are essentially zeros here, I just copy them down because 7 plus 0 would give me 7. And I have 5 and 8. Now I'll make sure to place in my commas. So 1, 2, 3, comma, 1, 2, 3 spots, comma. So I end up with the answer 8,575,258. Now I will show you the new groups below method, which again is very similar to new groups above. You're just carrying your numbers below instead of above. So when I write my numbers to make sure I line them up, right now they're horizontal and I would like to line them up one on top of the other in order to make sure I'm adding correctly. I always recommend you write the larger number. So this one's only in the 1,000 place, this one's in the 100,000. So 327,509 will go on top. And to that I will add 1,468. Again, make sure that you're lining up your numbers so that the place values are lined up perfectly. Now I'm going to start adding using this new method. 9 plus 8 is 17. So I'll put the 7 down and carry that new group over. So 1, I carry it below. Then I have 0 plus 6, which is 6, plus 1 is 7. 5 plus 4 is 9. 7 plus 1 is 8. And then remember, it's as if there's zeros in these places. So then I have 2 and 3. Now I'll count in to get my commas. 1, 2, 3 spots, comma. So I end up with the answer, 328,977. Finally, I will finish with showing you the subtotals method. Again, I talked about this in the last lesson. This one is a little bit more complicated due to the fact that it's very new and very different. So please feel free to use the new groups below or new groups above if you feel better about those. I'm just showing you these as options. So I have the numbers written horizontally. Again, I want to line them up with their place values so that I make sure I'm adding correctly. So I have 43,000. I notice this one's bigger because it has it into the 10,000s, whereas this one's only in the 1,000. So this number is larger. 43,629. And remember, put the larger number on top. It's easier to line up. Plus 5,000, lining up those 1,000 place, 807. All my numbers are lined up nicely here. So I know that my numbers are correct, and I know that my addition will be good to go. So again, the subtotals method is different in that I go left to right. So I start out in the 10,000s place with my 4, but there's nothing to add to it, so then that just stays a 4. But remember that that's not 4 as in the ones place, that's 40,000 right there. So I need those zeros to represent that place. Then I'm working in the 1,000s place. So now I'm going to get 3 zeros ready, just so that I'm ready for this 1,000 place when I add. Notice that I'm putting 0 1s, 0 10s, and 0 hundreds because I'm not working with that place yet. So then 3 plus 5 gives me 8,000. Now I'm working in the hundreds place with my 600 and 800 here, so I'm going to get zeros in the 1s and 10s place. 6 plus 8 is 14, so I'm going to carry into the thousands there, so that ends up being 1,400. Then, to get ready for the tens place with my 2 or 20 and my 0, I'm going to get a 0 in the ones place. So 2 plus 0 is 2, so 20 there. And then finally, I'm working in my ones place, so I don't need any more zeros. So this time it's 9 plus 7, which is 16. So I'll write that down here. The final step now is to add up all these numbers. And like I said before, this one does take a little longer because you're breaking down the number so much here. So again, this isn't one that I recommend, but if you're comfortable with it, feel free to use it if you'd like. So now I'm going to go ahead and add normally. So 0, 0, 0, 0, 6 gives me 6. 3 zeros, a 2, and a 1 give me 3. 2 zeros and a 4. 0, 8, and 1 gives me 9. And then the 4 out by itself. So now, remember I count 1, 2, 3 in for the comma. I end up with the final answer, 49,436. Now, it's your turn to practice adding on the ticket. But remember, I would like you to use whatever method works best for you. So you may use any of the methods I showed you today to add, but please make sure before you do any of the addition, make sure you're lining up your places in your number correctly. So using your knowledge of place value to line them up. You have 3 questions to answer today. So the first one is 135,826 plus 2,927. Your second problem is 2,647 plus 38. And your final one goes into the millions. So you have 15,231 plus 57,697,084. Remember, when you're lining up the numbers, put the largest number on top. And then it's much easier to line up your numbers using place value. Good luck!